Still do like US equities markets, don't you? You call them the least worst option. What are they, the best house on a bad street? And how much further do you think equities have got to run?
Well, I think that is the case for equities generally at the moment. The reality is the flood of money is still supporting markets, and with returns on cash being negligible to negative, the reality is that investors are being forced into markets. And that sell-off that we've seen in bonds as thinking around potential ECB additional stimulus has backed away, I think it makes it very clear that at the moment the least worst option are the equity markets. And the charts are reflecting that. We're seeing major markets breaking from previous trading levels to look like they're going to threaten the highs that we saw earlier this year. I think that's the next stop for equities, at least in the short term, a positive outlook. How they perform at that point, once they regain those highs we saw earlier in the year, will be a key to the rest of the year's performance.
And Michael, in the meantime, we're seeing this massive rotation in the stock markets away from growth stocks. This GTV chart on the Bloomberg showing how small caps all of a sudden are outperforming. Are we seeing a shift in this new trend?
I think so. The momentum trade was the only place to be from 2013 to 2016. But the three major global equity market shocks we've seen since then have been a reminder of just how a momentum trade can turn around on its own. Once momentum falters, those bailing out increase the negative momentum. And those shocks, I think, mean that momentum is no longer the way to play, and those growth stocks will suffer because of that. The reality is that support that we're seeing for small caps, and I believe for value stocks, is a key issue for investors over the next 12 months. It's hard to buy stocks that are trading at all-time highs. It's much easier to buy those stocks that haven't yet run with the market. And that, of course, favours value investing styles and smaller cap stocks.